If you've ever tried something, believed in it, worked at it, and watched it work, this is for you. Because I've done that more times than I want to count. And I want to talk about the difference between those times and this one. Because there is a difference, and I think it matters for anyone who's trying to figure out whether to try again. My name is Ray. I'm 77 years old. I'm a pastor, a beekeeper, a grandfather, and apparently at this stage of my life, someone who builds things online. That last part still surprises me a little, if I'm being honest with you. Because for 40 years, and I'm not exaggerating, I tried things. I tried a lot of things. I got involved in probably 8 or 10 different MLM companies over the course of 4 decades. Some of them had products I actually believed in. Some of them had people I respected. Some of them had systems that looked like they could work. None of them worked, at least not for me. And I want to be careful here because I'm not trying to be negative about anyone or anything. I just want to be honest. Because you've been through something similar, if you tried things and had them not pan out, you want to know that I understand that from the inside. The question I want to answer today is what's different this time? And is it actually different, or I'm just an old man who convinced himself one more time? I've been at this for 9 months now, and I have an answer. Let me tell you what the pattern looked like for 40 years, because I think it might sound familiar. Somebody I knew, a friend, a person I respected, would come to me with something. They were excited about it. They'd tell me the story. They'd show me the numbers. They'd explain the opportunity, and there was always a moment when it sounded right, where I could see how it might work, where the logic held up. So I'd get in, I'd do the training, I'd talk to the people you're supposed to talk to, I'd try to build what you're supposed to build, and then I'd hit the wall. The wall that nobody talked much about in the beginning. The wall where it turned out that building was harder than it looked, and the system wasn't as clear as it seemed, and the support wasn't quite there in the way you needed it, and the product wasn't resonating the way you'd been told it would. And I'd push through that wall for a while because I don't give up easy. That's not how I'm built. But eventually, every time, it stopped. Not with a big dramatic ending, just quietly. The way most things that don't work end. You just kind of stop. And you don't think about it much. And eventually you realize you haven't done anything with it in months. 8 or 10 times I went through that cycle across 40 years. Now here's what I want to tell you about what's different this time, and I want to be specific because vague encouragement doesn't help anybody. Last October, I was putting my bees to bed for the winter, 60 hive, getting them ready for the cold months ahead. A friend sent me a link. I almost didn't click it. I had reasons not to. I had a long history of reasons not to. But it was October. I had 5 months of winter coming, and something made me click it. I watched 9 hours of content that first day, and I was still watching. Here's what was different, and I mean structurally different, not just emotionally different. First, the person teaching it wasn't hiding how it worked. It wasn't a mystery system that you had to buy your way into before you understood what you were actually doing. It was laid out. Here's the mechanism. Here's why it works. Here's what you do in what order. I could evaluate it before I committed to it. That was new. Second, it didn't require me to recruit people. Every MLM I'd ever been in, the income came from building a downline, which means your success depended on other people's decisions and other people's work. This was different. This was about finding people who were already looking for something and connecting them with it. One direction, much cleaner. Third, the product existed independently. What I'm promoting, the mentorship program, I found it stands on its own. I don't have to convince people it's valuable. I just have to find the people who are already looking for it. That changes everything about the work. And fourth, maybe most importantly, I had a system, not just an idea. A clear week by week, this is what you do next system. From someone who'd already done it. That's the thing I never had before. I had belief. I had a work ethic. I had a desire. What I didn't have was a clear path from where I was to where I was trying to get. 9 months in, this is working in ways that other things never did. Not because I'm smarter or more motivated than I was before, because the foundation is different. I spent a lot of years doing construction, building things with my hands, and one thing you learn in construction is that the foundation isn't the exciting part. Nobody drives by a foundation and says, look at that, it's underground. You can't see it when the house is finished, but everything above it depends upon it completely. The reason most things I tried before didn't work wasn't lack of effort. It was the foundation. The foundation wasn't solid enough to build on. I'm 77 years old. I don't have time for another bad foundation. So when I found one that held, I stayed. If any of this sounds familiar, the trying things and watching them not work, the wondering if there's something that actually would, I'd invite you to take a look at what I found. I put the link in the description. This thing's been different for me. I'm not going to oversell it. It requires real work and it takes time, but it has a solid foundation. And for the first time in 40 years of trying, I can see where I'm going. Take a look when you're ready. There's no pressure at all. I'll see you on Monday. Thanks for spending some time with me today. Let me add this as a PS. These notifications that keep popping up on the far right here, I have no idea how to stop them, so that's a part of this process. I apologize for it. Maybe some of these days I'll figure out what to do there. Anyway, I'll see you on Monday with the next video.